Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moment, the place where every interaction between Jimin and Jungkook isn't just entertainment, but an ongoing story that lives on in the hearts of ARMY. Today, we're diving into one of the most ambiguous, flirtatious, and puzzling live streams in BTS history. A broadcast that made viewers giggle, hold their breath, and then fall into silence wondering, what exactly are they saying, and what are they hiding? Get ready, because we're about to explore the infamous Precious Battery moment that sparked endless discussions and revealed a side of Jikook's intimacy that simply couldn't be faked. In BTS's long history of live streams, there have been countless moments etched into ARMY's memory, heartfelt laughter, playful teasing, and unexpected confessions. But one particular live stands out, not just because it was funny or sweet, but because it was layered with double meanings, ambiguity, and subtle tension. A live stream that made fans chuckle nervously, then pause in silence, thinking, was that just a joke, or something much deeper? That night, the atmosphere was calm. Jungkook appeared relaxed, his hair slightly damp from a recent shower, dressed in sleepwear, leaning back on that familiar white bed. He looked drowsy, but clearly not ready to sleep just yet. He started a live, and as always, fans flooded the chat. A few minutes later, Jimin appeared, and that's when everything changed. An interaction full of nuance and signals. From the start, their conversation carried a near telepathic level of comfort. Jungkook softly said, "I've showered. I feel really sleepy." Jimin smiled warmly, eyes focused on the screen with quiet attention. "Well, there you go, you always love going live right before bed, don't you?" he replied. "I saw you fall asleep on this very bed before, you even snored a little." Jungkook chuckled. "The company told me to stop doing that." Then Jimin, with a sweet but sharp teasing tone, added, "Well, you know why, right? Because Jungkook's battery keeps dying. And that battery, it's really precious." The mood shifted instantly. Laughter faded into a silence full of questions. Was it just a joke about energy, or something else? Without hesitation, Jimin continued, with a mysteriously knowing smile. "That battery is still alive and doing well, right?" Jungkook froze for a second, his eyes widened. "Excuse me? I need to step out for a bit," he said, half laughing, half pretending to be annoyed. "And Jimin?" He lowered his head, smiling shyly. "Sorry." But his eyes didn't hide the fact that he knew exactly what he was doing. According to a Korean translation account that analyzed the context deeply, the word battery in this situation could be a subtle metaphor in Korean culture, referring to a certain part of the male body. Not vulgar, but layered. An inside joke understood only by those familiar with the cultural nuances, or perhaps the personal closeness. Jimin didn't call it small. He didn't say funny. He said precious. A surprising choice of word, not just because of its double meaning, but because of the emotion behind it. How could someone say something like that, with confidence, without hesitation, and in front of thousands watching live? Because they're not strangers. They're Jimin and Jungkook. Jungkook's reaction is also worth analyzing. He wasn't angry. He didn't deny it. He laughed, his face slightly flushed. He didn't end the live. He didn't change the subject. Instead, he played along with Jimin's rhythm in their own little game. Later, Jimin added, "This is the kind of content I'll have to apologize for later. Sorry, I got carried away." But many fans felt he wasn't really sorry. He knew what he was doing, and he enjoyed dancing along that fine line with Jungkook. More than a joke, a hidden language between them. What made this moment so powerful wasn't just the joke itself. It was the secret language they used. Ambiguous words, laughter laced with silence, and looks that carried more than just humor. Jungkook responded, "Your mouth is slipping, huh?" And they both laughed, loud, carefree, like two people who've shared countless stories in rooms the public never gets to see. Of course, this interaction sparked massive reactions. Many fans laughed out loud, calling it one of the boldest and most iconic moments. But some misunderstood. One translator even misinterpreted Jimin's words, claiming he called Jungkook's private part small and cute, which he never said. That mistake spread quickly, leading to jokes that became uncomfortable. When teasing turns into mockery, that's where the fandom must draw a line. Sweet, personal interactions should never become tools for bullying. Not against Jimin. Not against Jungkook. Behind it all, an intimacy that can't be faked. Whatever really happened that night, one thing became clear. Their bond runs deep. A joke that intimate, that daring, can only be shared when someone feels safe. And safety is built on trust. Trust that comes from growing up together, through trainee years, success, failure, rising again, and all the unseen moments in between. There's something in the way Jimin looks at Jungkook. In how Jungkook keeps laughing, even when caught off guard. In how their conversation feels like a silent dance. Forward, back, teasing, pulling, and pausing in mutual laughter. We may never truly know what Jimin meant. Was it just a cheeky joke? Or was it an honest confession wrapped in humor? But one thing is certain, that night left a mark. A moment when two young men, under the weight of fame, company rules, and millions of watching eyes, spoke in their own language. A language only they understand, and one that reveals itself to anyone who truly pays attention. Because sometimes, the deepest meanings are not spoken out loud, but heard in what's left unsaid. Jikook Live 2025 isn't just about precious batteries or playful flirting. It's a small glimpse into their world. A world built on trust, affection, and the courage to just be themselves, even in front of millions. And maybe that's why so many of us, watching that moment, can't stop smiling, pausing, and wondering, were they just joking, or telling us something real? In the noise of live streams, the teasing may sound ordinary. But for those who really see them, that night wasn't just a live stream. It was a conversation in a secret language, between two hearts that have long understood each other, even without words. So, was Jimin just joking? Or was he finally saying something he's kept inside all along? We may never know for sure. But maybe that's the beauty of it. Because the most genuine stories often hide behind the lightest laughs. Thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts, theories, or just want to share how you felt about that live, drop them in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any heart-pounding Jikook moments. See you in the next video, because behind every smile they share, there's always a new story waiting to be uncovered.